I remember being so sick of winter. I was so over the cold, and I just couldn't wait until summer got here and things got hot and sunny. Now, here we are in the middle of summer, and, well, it's kind of warm and sticky. And I hate to admit it, but I wouldn't mind cooling off. So I make a Starbucks run and grab a Kiwi Starfruit Starbucks Refreshers beverage, and, I'm good. Short of jumping into the pool, which can be tough to do in the middle of the day, this is my go-to way to cool down when it's hot. The Kiwi Starfruit Starbucks Refresher is a great combo of sweet and tart, starfruit and kiwi-flavored juice, and real kiwi fruit pieces shaken with ice. How's that for summer in a cup? Order Kiwi Starfruit Starbucks Refresher at your favorite Starbucks or on the Starbucks app.
Support for this podcast comes from CLR Clear. For the annoying mess you're facing down in your home, you can fight the clean fight with CLR Clear. Battle against calcium buildup. Go toe-to-toe with toilet scum. Duke it out with disposal rot. The entire line of powerful formulas works hard to vanquish dirt, grime, and deposits all around your home. So KO the crud. Fight the clean fight with CLR Clear. Visit CLRbrands.com to learn more.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I finally did it. I finally got LASIK surgery. I was so sick and tired of my contacts and my glasses, but up until LASIK Plus came along, I was too nervous to do it. But thanks to their 20 years of experience in the industry and over 2 million treatments performed, I felt very comfortable. Not to mention, LASIK is all they do. It's their expertise, and the second-generation family-owned company made me feel very, very comfortable. I want you to have the same experience. So if you're treated in July, you get $750 off their Wavelight laser, plus they have guaranteed financing for every patient. Trust me, it's worth it.
Thanks for listening to the best of the Odd Couple podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weekday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, 4 to 7 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Find your local station for the Odd Couple at foxsportsradio.com or stream us live every day on the iHeartRadio app by searching FSR.
You're listening to the best of the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Let's get it popping, Rob. The big news, if you've been following the NBA at all today, you already know. Rob G, tell us what's going down with the Los Angeles Lakers.
According to multiple media reports, including friend of the show Brad Turner of the LA Times, the Los Angeles Lakers are acquiring Russell Westbrook in a trade with the Washington Wizards that includes Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the Lakers' 2021 first-round pick.
Wait a minute. I thought Jeannie Buss was included in that trade. No? I mean, it's everybody else. No?
It's a ton. It's a ton. All right, Rob, you got first dibs at it. How you like it?
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's desperate. Sorry, Rob G. I know the big Laker fans are just happy. Russ just, to me, Chris, doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit in. He's a great player. I love to watch the guy play because he plays hard every night. He never cheats you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about effort. It's not
He's
about
an icon. There's no doubt about
like
it.
what he does. And
Yep.
we were early on, especially. Remember, I kept when the triple double. I was like, "What's his record during the triple doubles?" When the first year he did it,
It was good.
and it was
I
good.
think
And I
he won
said,
about
"I'm all
70% of his
in
games. Yep.
on the triple doubles." If you told me they had a terrible record when he scored a triple double, Chris, then I'm not interested in a triple double.
Right.
They used to win at a high clip when he scored a triple double, so I'm in on that. I'm not knocking him. Where's the 3-point
those
shooting?
triple doubles are over.
Yeah, no, that is definitely.
He ain't gonna average a triple double this year with the Lakers.
Chris, don't the Lakers need some shooting, though? Shooting.
Yes. And they're trying to add Buddy Hield, which I said yesterday. Russell Westbrook is much better than Buddy Hield individually. There's no doubt about it, both now and historically, in terms of historical rank and all that. I don't even know that Buddy Hield would debate that. But for the Lakers, to your point, Rob, I'd rather have Buddy Hield. They need shooting.
They need, in this league, Chris, 3-point shooting is at a premium. You got to have it. LeBron's not a great 3-point shooter, right? Anthony Davis is a good shooter. Another one. Where's it coming from? They just gave up everybody.
Well, KCP was one of their better 3-point shooters. Now, they're going to add a bunch of role players.
No, I know that, but
shoot,
I'm just saying, we've seen Russ in the playoffs, Chris, like not be able to shoot and have those bad stretches. And I thought they tried to do this in Houston. Didn't we just see this with James Harden or not?
No, we did. I mean, they didn't have as much. They didn't have an Anthony Davis. Here's what I'll say, Rob. I agree with a lot of what you say. I don't think it fits. When it first came out several days ago, I talked about it on television. It was last week. And I said this could be a disaster, all right, because Russell Westbrook likes to play fast. LeBron James likes to play slow. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James are ball dominant.
Yes.
And LeBron will give it up, but he's only really comfortable giving it up to somebody he trusts can make decisions with it. Now, there are those saying, because you pointed out Westbrook can't shoot. We all know that.
Right.
There are those saying, well, Dwayne Wade couldn't shoot, which is true. He couldn't shoot either. And LeBron and Wade made it work. Okay, number one, it wasn't a great fit. I mean, they made it work for 2 championships and 4 trips to the finals because they both were so good individually. But Wade really had to just back up and give up a lot of his game to let LeBron handle the rock and then adjust. Will Westbrook do that? All right. Secondly, LeBron was much better at that point in time.
Thank you.
Now, if you want to argue, right? If you want to argue he's smarter now, okay, probably. He's probably a smarter player now. But athletically, obviously, he was off the charts at that point in time. He's not anymore. And defensively, he was one of the best defenders in the league at that point. And he and Wade wreaked havoc defensively on opponents.
What did we just see? What did we see real quick this year when there was no AD, Chris, and it was like LeBron needs to step up and have that big game. Do you know what I mean? Like rally the troops. He that's not who he is anymore.
And the third thing about he and Wade, Rob, and you know this, it was a different NBA back then. Of course, they shot the 3, and it was important.
Not like this.
No, it was nothing like today. It wasn't all about spreading the floor and spacing the floor and all of that. So it's just a different league. Now, LeBron James is as smart as they come when it comes to basketball IQ. I will say with that talent, if they're healthy, you give them a puncher's chance. But it is volatile. It is potentially volatile as all get out. And I think the best way for it to work, now there's talk that Buddy Hield still could end up in L.A., so we'll see if that happens. They certainly could use him.
How?
But,
for who? They don't have any players left.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but there's reports out there that somehow it still could possibly happen. Dennis Schroeder, sign and trade.
Why
let me say
would
this
Sacramento do that?
Well, it would be Washington. I mean, it's right, all these types of shenanigans. Who knows how it's going to work out? If I'm Washington, I like this deal for Washington because I'm getting off of Westbrook's contract, which owes him over $90 million over the next 2 years. I don't have to worry about that. I could actually trade Bradley Beal if I want now. I would talk to Golden State and trade Beal for Golden State, or talk to the Sixers and bring in Ben Simmons and build around him. I got a new coach. Montrezl Harrell's only got 1 year left on his deal. Kuzma and KCP aren't making a lot of money. I love it for Washington. Why in the world would I lock myself up now with Dennis Schroeder?
Right.
For long term.
It makes no sense. And Montrezl, how do you think Montrezl Harrell feels now, Chris? Remember, leaving
he needs to stop causing problems in locker rooms.
I mean, right? Because the Clippers were happy when he left. You remember that? Right. People were like, "Oh, that's a big loss for the Clippers." No, it wasn't.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
And look, I'm not saying he was as bad with the Lakers, but obviously they're not missing him. That's for darn sure. They're ready to move on from him. But Rob, I think if I'm the Lakers, the best thing may be, and you got to look at it, see how it goes in practice and all that. But the best thing may be, if they end up getting Westbrook, is for LeBron just to play point guard. Because I don't trust, if I got LeBron James on the floor, why in the world am I having Russell Westbrook be my primary decision maker? I'm not. That's crazy. All right, so I'm just saying maybe LeBron, full-time point guard, LeBron. Westbrook's the 2, he can't shoot. He can't shoot, but he can drive the heck out of the ball. And we got to have another shooter somewhere out there. AD is at the 5. I mean, maybe that's how you go, but it doesn't on paper in a today's NBA. Shooting is important. Spacing, LeBron always wants spacing. This is odd. This is odd. But it is the Lakers.
It's star power, and they're willing to get. He's a hometown kid. I get all that.
Right.
And, so there's a piece of that.
Would you agree with me, puncher's chance? At least in the West. I still like Brooklyn better than them. But
right.
Puncher's chance?
Yeah, a puncher's chance if they get lucky, but I wouldn't.
Because it's a ton of talent. But
I wouldn't pick them. I don't think it goes together. It's not always about compiling talent, Chris. We talk about it.
No, it isn't.
All the
right. We're
time.
finding that out with Team USA, right?
It has to fit. Yes, It has to fit.
Fox Sports Radio has the best sports talk lineup in the nation. Catch all of our shows at foxsportsradio.com. And within the iHeartRadio app, search FSR to listen live.
Hey, it's me, Rob Parker. Check out my weekly MLB podcast, Inside the Parker, for 22 minutes of piping hot baseball talk featuring the biggest names and newsmakers in the sport. Whether you believe in analytics or the eye test, we've got all the bases covered. New episodes drop every Thursday, so do yourself a favor and listen to Inside the Parker with Rob Parker on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Have you ever been on an off-road adventure? One where you have to travel highways, dirt roads, and maybe even climb a few rocks? If this is the type of adventure you're seeking this year, the 2021 Ford Bronco Sport is the SUV that'll get you there. This 4x4 is perfect for any trip and has 7 available GOAT modes, as in go over any type of terrain. The terrain management system includes 5 standard GOAT modes: sand, slippery, sport, eco, and normal. So you can get wherever you need to go and explore beyond the paved path. It was created to help make your journeys easy, comfortable, and possible. It features a high-performance off-road stability suspension system, available off-road capabilities, and available advanced 4x4 with a twin-clutch rear drive unit. You can choose from multiple exterior colors and add-ons like an interior bike rack or rooftop tent to personalize your SUV to fit all of your adventure needs. The 2021 Ford Bronco Sport is your gateway to the great outdoors. Book your next adventure and check out the 2021 Ford Bronco Sport. Built wild, built Ford proud. Hey, it's Chris Broussard from The Odd Couple on the Black Effect Network talking AT&T. We all want to be heard. And when we're not, it's frustrating. It doesn't matter what it is. Look, you order a sandwich with extra avocados, then you get the sandwich? Nothing. Nada. Zip. Look, you and I both know extra avocados is a weird request, and extra avocados is even weirder. But that's not the point. You just want to be heard. And when you're not, it doesn't feel good. But you know who is listening and making changes? AT&T. They're doing whatever it takes to show that all of their customers' voices are heard. So they're giving every customer, both new and existing, the same great deal. Are you hearing this? No matter if you've been with them forever or you're thinking about jumping over, every single person gets the same amazing deal. That means me, that means you. AT&T is listening to all of us. Check out smartphone pricing that's fair for everyone at att.com/best deals. Restrictions apply.
Support for this podcast comes from CLR Clear. If stubborn shower mold has you miffed, or you're hard-pressed to get rid of hard water buildup, it's high time you kick your so-so cleaning products to the curb. It's time to fight the clean fight with the CLR Clear family of products. CLR Clear knows there's all kinds of dirty, which is why they offer products to help you take on messes all around your home. So go on and fight off that countertop crud. Square up with those carpet stains. Go crazy on your garbage disposal gunk. CLR Clear has formulas to help you get the dirty deeds done. Plus, many of their products meet the EPA's Safer Product Standard. So while tough on messes, it's still the safer choice for your family and the environment. Show dirt and grime around your home who's boss with CLR Clear and fight the clean fight. Learn more about the entire product lineup by going to CLRbrands.com.
There was an interesting story, and we've been seeing that several of these top players in the country are now high school players, are going to the G League. In fact, one of the top pick, Jalen Green. Now, Jalen Green, Rob, they are raving about Jalen Green. Rob G was just saying, we were talking off the air, they're comparing him to Kobe. They're comparing him to Tracy McGrady.
That's
the guy that wowed Detroit, right? With the workout, made them think twice about should we take him or Cade Cunningham. And he's the guy out there with the hair and the silver sequin suit, bell bottoms. I mean, this dude's a character. If he can ball like that, he's going to be something else. But he went to the G League, Rob. He made $500,000 as a, 18, 19-year-old in the G League, and he's about to be the second pick of the draft. Here's what I'm going to say, and we bring this up because Dyson Daniels, who's a top prospect, he's actually from Australia, but he is going to the G League. He's actually the first player to go to the G League who's not from America. So now they're getting players, from different parts of the country, different parts of the world.
Right.
He's going to make, six figures, I don't know, mid six figures money. And he's not going to college. He'll spend 1 year in the G League. He'll be drafted next year, presumably. Rob, especially with all the changes going on in college basketball, look, does name, image, and likeness change it? Maybe. But I'm looking at this. Why would you go to college? If you're a one-and-done guy, and everybody knows it, and you're going to make $500,000, let's kind of take, because we don't know what NIL is. That could be a game changer, right? But if I can go to the G League, I can work out all the time. There's no limitations on my workout. I'm working with NBA coaches. Cade Cunningham just picked by number 1 by the Pistons. No surprise there.
No surprise. This was a no-brainer, Chris. This was a no-brainer.
But I'm working on my game with coaches who've been in the NBA, right? So they're working me out specifically for the NBA, not for our college team, whatever we need to win. I'm not playing a role there that I need to play to help us win. I'm working on what I need to work on to be a great NBA player. And I don't have to go through the facade of going to class and studying and all that. And I get it. I loved college. You loved college.
I have two degrees, right? But it's not for everybody.
No, and they can look. What I loved about college, hanging out with my friends, kicking it. The girls, all that. He can get all that in the G League
and more.
Right. So why would you go? And I'm not blaming kids. The tradition, March Madness, some will go. But my goodness, I think it's going to be fewer and fewer top guys probably that go to college if this kind of is the landscape continues to change like this, Rob.
Well, I just think it's economics. I mean, why in the world would you, if you can make money doing the same exact thing? I love the college. And everybody's different. Remember, Matt Leinart didn't go. He's going to be the number 1 pick in the NFL.
Right,
he wanted to stay in college because he wanted the dorm life or whatever it was. And he wound up being the 10th pick the next year because you have time for people to pick holes in you. You know what I mean, Chris? And scrutinize you more. And I couldn't understand it. How in the world could you not want to be in the NFL and be the first overall pick? Like, do you know what I mean?
And you're right. That's what he was talking about. I love the college life, and good for him.
And good for him. That was his decision. But I don't get it because I'm with you. I've said this a million times. If I was at Southern Connecticut State University at my junior year and the New York Times said, we want you to come be a sports writer for us, Chris, I would have dropped out from Southern Connecticut and finished my degree, you know what I mean, somewhere else. But I would have taken the job. I would have.
I would have too. I would have.
As much
as I like college and all that, I would have too.
I would have.
Because you go to college, you have all the fun and all that, but you really go to college to prepare yourself for a career.
And that you're trying to get the best opportunity for you. And why? If they told me we need you now, we can't wait a year. We're going to fill a job. And it's not that I don't think I would get another job. But this isn't like I'm going to work for the Wilkes-Barre Times leader, which is where I wound up going to work, after I graduated college. I don't know if I would have dropped out for that, Chris, but if the New York Times offered me a big deal, money to go to the biggest, the most well-known newspaper in the history of mankind, I think I'm taking that job. And that's what it would be like for these these guys who have a chance to make $500,000, like you say, work with all these NBA people with the notion that you're going to be drafted high. This is not for middle of the road or long shots or, wannabes. That's not what this is. They're not giving $500,000 to wannabes. Right. Or maybe he has potential. No, Chris, those guys aren't getting paid.
What has to happen for college basketball to get some of these? I mean, they'll get some, but like I said, I think over time it'll be more and more of the top kids will be going this route. Is the name, image, likeness, the brands and the companies and corporations, all that, they're going to have to reach out to these kids, which they will do in high school, right? And if you go play for Duke or if you go play for North Carolina or whoever, we got this deal waiting for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's how you're going to get $1 million. That's how it will have to be, for some of these guys. Because you said, I can't blame these kids and these families for doing this economically. And,
Chris,
and I'm only
most people never see $500,000.
Anyway. Right.
How many people see $500,000? Seriously.
You're right. Most don't.
Most people don't see that.
And you're not getting a real college experience anyway.
It's a fraudulent trip to college. That's all it is. As soon as the semester's over and you don't have to go to class, you know what I mean?
Right. Most dudes don't even do 2 semesters or a full year.
Because the basketball season's over.
Yep.
Right. It's over, so you're like,
by the time your grades come out, it won't matter that you're ineligible or whatever.
Right. Your grades come out in May and the season's over. So they don't know what you're doing that second semester.
Yep. So it's interesting. I mean, look, you and I, and I'm sure most of our listeners, we've all grown up, with the traditions of college basketball, March Madness and knowing the best players in the country and all of that, right? Great rivalries. The landscape's changing. The landscape is changing. All right, we're throwing it out to you guys, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Will the draft day success of guys like Jalen Green, who's probably about to get drafted second by he just got drafted by the Houston Rockets second. All right, wow. Good for them, man. Good for them. Good for Steven Silas. Hopefully, Rob, this guy will become a star. They obviously just lost James Harden, so that would be a nice pick-me-up for the Houston Rockets. So hopefully this kid, and he looks like he's got a great personality, so, he'd be fun.
Fox Sports Radio has the best sports talk lineup in the nation. Catch all of our shows at foxsportsradio.com. And within the iHeartRadio app, search FSR to listen live.
Looking for great entertainment? Sign up for Peacock. It's the free streaming service from NBC Universal. Peacock has the perfect pick for any mood with thousands of hours of hit movies and shows. Looking for a family movie night? Check out awesome hits like Trolls World Tour. In the mood for laughs? Get your comedy fix with The Office. And don't miss critically acclaimed dramas, award-winning movies, and more. Plus, get access to exclusive originals like AP Bio and Saved by the Bell, as well as tons of kids' entertainment like Curious George and Trollstopia. For the latest updates, check out Peacock's timely news and live sports coverage. Catch dozens of always-on channels like The Choice and NBC Sports on Peacock. Peacock is the best of streaming and the best of TV. To get started, sign up now for free at peacocktv.com.
Well, you guys, it finally happened. I got LASIK surgery. It took me 39 years to feel comfortable making this decision because, well, your vision is important and you only get 2 eyes. But thanks to LASIK Plus, I can see clearly. I don't have the pain and irritation of contacts anymore, and I don't have to wear glasses. I'm only going to wear glasses now that are fake glasses because LASIK Plus changed my life. That's right. They're the leader in laser vision correction in the US, over 20 years in the industry, which is why I went with them, because I didn't feel comfortable with anyone else. They have performed over 2 million treatments, and LASIK is all they do. So they focus on that. That's their expertise. It's a second generation family owned company. I felt very comfortable with that, and it has literally changed my life. I am so happy. LASIK Plus, you guys, I want you to feel the same. If you're tired of contacts or glasses, get in on this. If you're treated in July, you get $750 off their first Wave Light Laser. Plus, they have guaranteed financing for every patient. I'm telling you, do it now. Your life will be changed.
Geico knows there are many reasons why you ride. From the exciting adventure of the daily commute to the peace of mind that Geico always has your back with 24/7 access to claim service and legendary customer service. But Pamela Mund had one reason in particular.
My skin is extremely averse to most fabrics, except for the soft, buttery feeling of leather. Thankfully, I found my clan of leather lovers in the biking community. It's been life-changing.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
We're seeing this draft as it's going on. It's unfolding. And a lot of people are saying they think this is the best draft since 2003. Jay Billis has said that, all right? I want to ask you this question, Rob. And I'm going to give you 3 drafts. And, I mean, you probably don't know off the top of your head, but if you think there's another draft you want to throw out there,
well, any draft with Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley, right?
Well, I'm going to give you the 3 drafts that most people feel like are the top 3, at least in recent memory.
Right.
2003, which is what Jay Billis referenced. LeBron, Wade, Bosh, Carmelo Anthony, David West, and Darko. I'm going to throw Darko in there. I
was going to say, that's the Darko draft. I remember that. Yeah, okay. I remember that, yeah.
All right, 1996. This is a good one. Kobe, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, Jermaine O'Neal, Peja Stojakovic, Marcus Camby, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, and Stephon Marbury.
That's some draft. 96? That's
a good draft.
Hey, what was Marcus, his nickname on the back page of the Daily News when he came to New York?
Camby, man?
Yeah. Nope. Remember he had all those injuries?
Yeah.
It was Cotton Camby. They called him Cotton Camby.
I didn't know that. That's a good one.
That's pretty good, right?
Because he was. I mean, that dude.
He was always hurt. Always.
Yes, always hurt. Always hurt. And really good player, but just couldn't really stay healthy. And then the 1984 draft, Rob, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, John Stockton, Sam Perkins. Which one do you think of those 3 in this one? For a humor's sake. Which one is the best draft?
Wow.
I can go if you want me to go first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the Michael Jordan draft. Charles Barkley. Who else you said?
Hakeem.
Stockton. And Hakeem. Those are 4 like real time. And let me see. Big time. Not that the other guys aren't in the 2003, but I would take that draft.
Look, if you want to go for depth, because I kept naming, right, 1996, I'm sorry.
Right.
Depth-wise, you go with that draft. But I'd go with 84 as well, because in 1984, I've got the greatest player of all time in Michael Jordan. I've got a top 5 player, Rob, at 4 of the positions. Jordan, shooting guard. Arguably Stockton. I don't have him in my top 5, but he's certainly arguably there. Many people, maybe most people, have him in the top 5. He's the all-time assist and steals leader. So I've got a top 5 center in Olajuwon, 5th on my list, and Charles Barkley, in my book, a top 5 power forward.
Right.
At 4 of the 5 positions, 96, you got Kobe. Nash, I don't think as many people have him as a top 5 point guard. Iverson is an icon and a legend. I don't have him as a top 5 point guard or shooting guard. I put him as a shooting guard, and I don't have him in the top 5. Do you? Ray Allen was great, Hall of Famer, one of the best shooters ever. I think you say the best shooter ever. That's a tough one, too. 96 was, and 2003 was a fantastic draft. But really, you got LeBron. Some think the GOAT. We got him second. Wade ranks high historically. Bosh and Melo are Hall of Famers, but not like top 20, 30 players of all time or anything like that.
But this is what is it? Complex, Chris?
Complex magazine. Yeah.
Right. They ranked.
They
the
ranked 96 as
number one, which I'm looking at Camby, Peja, like Jermaine O'Neal. Like, really? Is it only because of Kobe and Nash never won? Iverson didn't win. Jermaine, you know what? I'm like looking at this. Then they have 2003 with LeBron and Wade, Carmelo and David West. Really? Over Jordan, Olajuwon, Barkley, Stockton, and Sam Perkins, who was a hell of a player too. Go look at his numbers. Go look at Sam Perkins, Chris. He was a really good player.
Yep. Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can put 03 over 84.
I don't see it.
Because let's look. Even if you, again, you and I and most people, let's face it, most people have Jordan over LeBron. But even if you want to call that a wash, just for argument's sake, right? Olajuwon's better than Wade.
Yes.
There's no question about it. Olajuwon was better than Dwayne Wade.
Barkley's better than
Chris
Bosh.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No question about it. Stockton's better than Carmelo.
Yes.
So it's between 84 and 96. Now, I'll look at 96. Right? Let's go down the line. Some of these guys underachieved. Marbury, for the first, several years of his career, was living up to the billing, but things went wacky for him, unfortunately, right? And you got to say he probably didn't live up to what he was supposed to be. Like, he had Hall of Fame talent, Rob. And he was on a Hall of Fame pace early in his career, and then things just went haywire. So, Abdur Rahim, probably underachieved. Camby, probably underachieved. Camby was what? What was he, Rob G?
Wasn't he the first or the second or third?
Yeah.
Right, he was a top 3
top
pick.
Players in the country. Yeah. Jermaine O'Neal, had about 5 really great years, if that. But, then I think it was injuries did him in. Camby was the second pick.
Yeah, I knew he was a top pick, right.
Yeah, and so I just think that Ray Allen certainly lived up to it. Iverson, even though he didn't win a championship, lived up to it. Nash overachieved, and Kobe probably overachieved, actually, considering he was the 13th pick. And Peja Stojakovic was really good. But I got to go with 84. I'll give 96 the depth, but 84 is my pick.
Minute Maid slushies are back at McDonald's. And if you'd like to thank me for that information, I'll gladly take a slushie. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
Right now, treat yourself to a small Minute Maid slushie, like the new strawberry watermelon flavor for $1.59. Or try small McCafe frappes and smoothies for just $2. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only. Minute Maid is a trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
This is Miami's own DJ EFN, co-host of the Drink Champs podcast on the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Every week, Nori and I sit down with the most legendary artists, producers, and icons in the music industry and the culture at large. So if you like to hear some legendary stories, learn some hip-hop history, or just want to have a good laugh, make sure you go to subscribe to Drink Champs on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get ready for a gloves-off spin on the Classic Advice Show with the Dear Chelsea podcast. Comedian Chelsea Handler and her assistant/confidant/co-host Brandon Marlowe lead the podcast that offers unvarnished, hilarious, and empowering advice to people from all walks of life.
Instinctively, I would always tell everybody to just reach for their dreams and go for it and take a huge risk in life.
Listen to Dear Chelsea on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.